What's up, YouTube? Brian back here again, bringing you guys another Call of Duty video. And before we get into the topic of this video, which is going to be a pretty basic topic, just for anybody that's watching that isn't familiar with the stuff outside of Twitter and all this other place, there's a lot of places you can go to get updates on what's going on in the Call of Duty competitive scene, especially with the early roster period, the early signing period for CDL franchises in the CDL starts today, so they can re-sign their rosters if they want. You can always go to Reddit. Right here is the r/COD competitive Reddit. It's where you have, they troll, they talk about main news and all that other stuff, and as well as the CWL Intel Discord. That's where you can find a lot of rumors and updates that might not necessarily get to Twitter. That's where the whole Scump to Envy rumor got broken originally. It never really made it to Twitter because it was just a rumor, and that's all it is. We found out recently that rumor has been kind of debunked, that somebody has told CWL Intel that Scump and Envy is not a thing. So we'll have to definitely see in the coming days and coming bit of time how much that actually changes, or if that changes anything. He still might go. We don't know. We'll have to find out. But moving on to today's video, being the roster periods are getting closer and closer and closer, and we're getting to that point where, it's getting serious. The real off season starts today and definitely gets underway next week. So today's topic is going to be my 5 players that I would start a franchise around. If I were a GM, these are the 5 people that I would reach out to start a franchise. And I'm gonna blur out the top, the tabs, so you can't see who it is, because that would really really simmer down the video a little bit. So we're gonna kick it off with Dashy. So this is obvious. This is COD. This is Esports Gamepedia. This is just where all the information is. So this is Dashy is, and this is in no particular order either. I'm just doing this to talk about 5 people that I would look at and be like, I want you to be on my team. I want you to be the cornerstone of my franchise. So Dashy is one of the 5 that I've chosen. Granted, all of his, look at all the placings. Like, granted, all of his placings back in IW and in World War II weren't great, but obviously you got to look at the teams that he was on. Ricky Dashy, Study, and Miracles. Granted, that's a pretty good team. Straight Rippin' did do a good job a couple weeks in a row. Got a top 16 finish at the Call of Duty World Championships in IW. So, and that kind of started Dashy's ascent, and then he got on to a Nick E6, and then later on to Complexity. And if I can find the Call of Duty World Championships, another top 16 at Champs. So, and then went back to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 4 started. Obviously, he gets put on Optic, and they win the very first tournament that they play in. The very first LAN tournament, should I say. And that's really what got everything started. They won the first 2K as well. So, they won the first 2 2Ks, the first Pro Down, and then the second Pro Down, and then they won Vegas. And then the kind of an up and down year for Optic in that sense, but a 3rd place finish at the Call of Duty World Championships is nothing to be sad about. Obviously, you always want to win the big one, but after the 7th, 8th, the playoffs, I think they'll take 3rd place. So if I were a general manager, Dashy is one of the people that I would reach out to begin my organization. The second one that I have on my list is Dylan, or the second person. It's not really a list. Dylan, it was a freak. His placings might not show it, but it's kind of similar to the Dashy situation. If Dylan ever gets on a high profile team, I think he will prove that he is capable of doing that wherever he's at. Leading Reciprocity to a 5th, 6th finish at Champs is a pretty big accomplishment, given that a 9th, 12th at Anaheim, a 7th, 8th at London. They got 4th at playoffs, so 2 back-to-back, 2 good events. And a solid season overall. Vegas 5th, 6th. Anaheim really the worst placing for Dylan this year because he didn't go to Fort Worth. There he is, 3rd at Fort Worth. So top 12 being your worst finish on a year, I'd be pretty proud of that. So I think he's definitely a guy that you would definitely look at this offseason as a guy that you want to build your franchise around. Next up, obviously, I think this one goes without mentioning, is Simp. The man is a freak. 14-1 in Search and Destroy with a sniper rifle against other professional gamers is absolutely freakish. So, first place in the last 2 events, second at London. I'm pretty sure they were second at Fort Worth. I can't remember. Well, he wasn't in Fort Worth. He started at London. So, second at London, 5th, 6th at Anaheim, and first in the final 2 events. Sorry, I was thinking E United, and they got second at Vegas. So, my fault on that one. But yeah, I mean, your average placing on your 4 events is like 3rd. It's pretty nuts, and your KD's probably like a 1.2-ish, maybe a 1.3 over the 4 events. So, man, he even won the AM series. I can't even think of it right now. The open bracket. They won an open bracket at Fort Worth. Like, he even won there. Like, that's just wild. So, yeah, Simp is definitely one of the guys that I would build my franchise around, and I feel like organizations would be crazy not to do that. We've kind of went the young route. The 3 young guys who are just coming up into the scene to start this video. The next one up has been in the scene for a couple of years now, and that's Octane. I mean, if Modern Warfare is going to be the way that people are saying it is, and slow and AR heavy, and it's just gonna be more tactical, you can't go wrong with the best AR in the game. And Octane proved that he was the best AR in the game on multiple occasions this year. So I think organizations would be stupid not to go to Octane and try to sign him immediately. I mean, second at the World Championships, 5th, 6th at playoffs, probably not too happy about that. But first at Anaheim, first at London. I mean, come on now. 4th at Fort Worth. The only real placing that you probably won't be proud of is Vegas. That's the 9th, 12th with the old roster. So since that roster change, Octane's been lights out. And I feel like proven himself to be the best AR in the game, main AR, and will probably continue to do that. And also, just talk about the year he's had after the ending of last year, World War II, a top 24 placing, I believe, at Champs last year with Optic, and coming back this year and becoming the best AR in the game is just absolutely wild to think about. So, you got Octane, you got Dylan, you got Simp, you got Dashy. Those are the 4. The 5th one here might come to a surprise to a lot of people. And after thinking about it, I'm kind of thinking about it too, because like Celium would be another good choice to build a team around, and a bunch of others. But I'm going to go with another member of 100 Thieves that you probably wouldn't have expected to be, and that would be Priesta. And that man, Priesta is a beast. And let me go paraphrase. Like, this man is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he can play every single role. I mean, we saw it. He was a main ICR at one point. He was a Maddox at one point, and he was a SOG for 100 Thieves. Like, this man can play anything you put in front of him and play it at a very high level. So I think that building your franchise around a guy that is so just so expandable, I guess would be the best word, and so diverse, he can do so much. It's just that would be the thing for me. If I was a GM, I would look at that and be like, he can really play everything. I want him on my team. And that's kind of the thought process that I'm going through here. Obviously, there are different options, and there are going to be other options that other people are going to say. If you have any other options of who you would start your franchise with, put it down in the comments below. I really want to hear it, and I really want to talk about it if there is something there. But man, that team with Priesta on it, I mean, Priesta changed 100 Thieves. And granted, Crowder coming over and being the coach also changed them too. But Priesta coming over was an X factor and really put them over the top. And I feel like that alone, as well as his diversity of roles, he can play anything, is enough to put him over the top and enough to say, we can give you the keys to the castle and let you run with it. So that's just my opinion. And like I said, if you have any other opinions, please leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. But that's going to do it for today's video. Those are the 5 people that I would, as a GM, want to build my franchise around, and that is Priesta, Octane, Dashy, Simp, and Dylan. If you have any others, obviously I've said it twice now. Put it down in the comments. That's going to be it for today's video. The early roster period has started, So we're going to start seeing re-signings from old orgs. So Envy, Splice, and Optic are all allowed to re-sign their organizational talent that they had from last year in the CWL. And we may see a couple other announcements of franchises if they were a part of the league last year. I think by September 3rd, we should have the entire franchised league put together and ready to go. So if you like this video, please do not leave without leaving a like, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button. Turn the notifications on so you know when I upload. Got to ring that bell. Man, let me tell you how fun it's been to make these videos, and I'm looking forward to making some more. I got a lot of things. I've said it already. I've got a lot of things in the works that I really think you guys are going to enjoy, and I hope you do. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.